What you need to value your HVAC business. Hi, this is Josh Horn, CPA of Horn Valuation. I help owners build, value, and sell their business. You're looking to grow your HVAC business. You're looking to sell your HVAC business. Maybe you're looking to acquire another HVAC business and you need a business valuation. And we have a discussion and I say, I need these documents to do the work. These are my must-haves. The list may be longer than this, but I'm going to focus today on the things that I ask for in virtually every engagement. Now let's set the stage here. Assume that I can complete it on the timeline that you need it, and we've already established the valuation date, the standard of value, and the premise of value. First off, what's the ownership schedule? Who owns what? And what part of the business, what percentage of the business is going to be valued? Very important. A place to look for that often are the tax returns. I usually ask for at least 3 to scope your project, 6 to do the project. It's important to understand that occasionally I run into situations where the ownership schedules on the tax returns do not match reality. So be careful there. It's always a good idea to look at actually what has happened within the legal structure, what shares are actually owned. The tax returns themselves are great documents to have because it's important to understand the tax structure of the entity now, as well as what it could be. What federal tax is being paid now? What state tax is being paid now? I also sometimes find errors on the tax return or things that are tax traps that could affect the value of the business, things that sometimes the owners aren't aware of. The financial statements, these are extremely important, and understand that when we are doing a business valuation, I'm looking at the future, and the financial statements are historical, and they can provide a great basis for where the business is going. However, the business may be changing. It may be growing rapidly. It may be going downhill. It depends on the situation. Legal documents, which would include buy-sell agreements and other shareholder and partnership agreements, I always ask for these too. These are going to outline sometimes how the business is going to be valued in certain scenarios. And unfortunately, more times than I'd like to say, many business owners do not have these documents, which is scary. In other cases, I see these documents, they're very stale, they haven't been updated. Sometimes the owners have been remarried or they've had ownership changes and these kinds of things. And these documents can sometimes do more harm than good if they aren't kept up to date. I still want to see them, make sure I understand them, because sometimes they can have a direct bearing on the value of the business depending on the engagement. In other cases, the owners will tell me to ignore the documents and we're going to value it based on the parameters that we've set forth in our engagement. Now, one thing I make sure that owners understand is that sometimes the agreement is how the business is going to be valued because it's been signed and it's a legally binding document. It's important to understand if you are essentially handcuffed by the provisions of the agreement that you know that up front and that's what you may have to do. And again, just stressing the importance of keeping these documents up to date. Owner compensation. This can often be obtained from the tax returns, but not always. Whether or not the owner's compensation is higher or lower than the industry average can have a big impact on the value of the business. Sometimes I adjust it, sometimes I don't. It depends on the nature of the assignment. In a W-2 scenario, say it's an S corporation or a C corporation, you as the owner are likely receiving a W-2 and you may be getting distributions or dividends as well from the business. So those two pieces are important to understand among many others. The depreciation schedule. This includes the detailed fixed assets, machinery, equipment, trucks, technology, and they have a big impact on the cash flows of the business. So it's important for me to understand what kinds of equipment you've bought. Are you up to date and current? Are you behind? What needs to be put into the business in terms of CapEx to keep it going? Because that is going to have a direct bearing on the value. These are some of the documents you will need to value your HVAC business or another HVAC business you'd like to acquire. Reach out to me if you have any questions about this. This is Josh Horn, CPA of Horn Valuation. Have a great day.